Welcome back to our channel where we cover all things there is to know about living and moving to Colorado Springs, Colorado. Before I get into it, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and let us know in the comments any questions you have or any feedback that you'd like to share with us. So let's get right into it. For 2024, there are some interesting real estate market predictions for the country as a whole and for Colorado Springs. Before I cover that, I do want to kind of give a brief overview of what's happening in 2023. I do have a full video of my 2023 recap for the real estate market in another video, so check that out if you want to know more. But 2023 interest rates were between 6 and 8% depending on the month, week, day, which meant that affordability was down, demand was down. Inventory wasn't necessarily down, but there were not a lot of people buying compared to the 2019 to mid 2022 point. So that's kind of where we ended. For 2024, everyone is either expecting a crash or expecting another boom. So what I think will happen is that the interest rates will really drive the market. The Fed is predicted to cut the rates anywhere from 3 to 6 times. And it is said that they are going to lower the rate from 5.25 to 4.6. And they predict inflation to be at 2.4 at the end of 2024. So again, don't shoot the messenger. These are predictions for what's actually going to happen. We won't know until we're in the middle of it. If rates do go down next year, anyone that was a buyer that's on the sidelines, was priced out of the market, will jump back into the market. And in the beginning, I don't think it will have a huge impact on home prices or the buying process overall. But I think if we see enough rate cuts, there is a probability that bidding wars, waived inspections, paying appraisal gaps, that those things may come back. I'm not sure how quickly that will come back and if it will come back at all. I do believe that once the rates come down, there will be a lag time where people are kind of getting used to the information, figuring out what they want to do, and then maybe 3 to 6 months later, things will continue to get a little bit crazier. So I don't think it will have an immediate domino effect. I do think that whoever's a buyer that's currently in the market and is heavily watching the interest rates with their lender and their agent, all of those buyers will probably jump back in right away. Another thing that I predict for the 2024 market is that we'll continue to see growth in home values. I don't think in our area we have enough inventory, enough homes for the amount of people that are living here. And if rates go down, I do think that that will affect the prices and the values of homes in a positive way. Another trend I predict for 2024 is that more people are going to be moving from urban areas and cities to the suburban area here in Colorado Springs. We are a bigger city at 500,000 residents, but we do have a small town feel, and there's several pockets where it's not as busy. So people will continue to move here. From bigger cities, California, Texas, Phoenix, Arizona. Another thing that will continue to influence the housing market is the ability for others to work from home. So the remote work capabilities that more companies are implementing is going to continue to affect our market here in the Springs and in other areas as well, where people will be moving from areas that are more populated to where they'll have a better lifestyle. I also think we'll continue to see affordability challenges, even if the Fed cuts the rates and mortgage rates come down. Rates are not at 2%, 3%. Overall, salaries don't really match what homes are selling for, especially in our area. So I do see that being a problem that will continue to carry on into the next few years, as demand is still there for homes, but affordability is not. So I do think that the gap between income levels and housing prices will continue to remain, and we'll see some challenges there in 2024. Another thing that is really a constant for the real estate market every year, no matter the year, and will continue in 2024, is political and government changes. Anything related to, mortgage rates, obviously, tax incentives, housing programs is going to influence whatever whatever market you're in. So for us here in Colorado Springs, that might look like first time home buyers grants that we may have more funding for, less funding for. Last year, we did have an increase in property taxes. So all those things will trickle down into 2024 with more people possibly selling their home because they can't afford the taxes anymore, possibly looking into moving into other areas. So that's something to look out for and be aware of. And last but not least, I want to talk about investors. I think they have been cautious. Well, I know they've been cautious over the last year, really since rates have started going up. They keep a pulse on the market, but they are far more cautious than they have been previously. The rates for investment, if they're not paying cash or don't have alternative financing solutions, are pretty high. So that is impacting investors at the moment. And we're seeing investors favoring long-term investments over short-term investments. So with rates possibly coming down, that could have a change. But I do think that investors will continue to be cautious and err on the side of caution as they have this year in 2023. And that sums it up for my real estate market predictions for 2024. If you have any questions or any comments, please leave them below. And thanks so much for tuning in.